Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing on this March the 10th, 2025 gold and silver bullion, XRP, Bitcoin, and altcoin daily video that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve at 7:45 p.m. after a gorgeous, glowing, stunning early spring sunset just outside of downtown Detroit, inside the Vincenzo compound in the great state of Michigan. J. Yes, Ira, the coin update man. Do you know what the current temperature is in the Vincenzo compound? No, I don't. What is it? 63 degrees. J. Well, thank you for that, Ira, the coin update man. And if you want to stay out ahead of the field, get the first mover advantage on the gold and silver bullion and the rest of the cryptocurrency markets. Today is Monetary and Fiscal Policy Monday. So we're going to start off. Every Monday is Monetary and Fiscal Policy Monday. So we're going to start off with the gold and silver bullion update. And if you want to get these gold updates, become part of the gang, become part of become part of the education and information that you need to fleece, heist, and shiest uh, the manipulated waters and the first mover advantage. And the thing that you need to be a first mover and make the big gains is to get the education and information to keep yourself out ahead of the market. And we went over this 5 years ago now, that we had the big pump on the last financial crisis that started in 2000 with the war and then culminated with the blow off top with the financial crisis in 2007 to 2011. And we had a massive pump up in the gold price, all the way from about $247 up to 1900 and change. And what did that form? That formed the start of your cup and handle, a 14-year cup and handle, where you see you have your rounding bottom of the cup that is often noticed, and it is. And then you have your cup form with the neckline up there after you had your COVID 2020 blow off top, breaching and briefly making a new all-time high. And then you had your handle right there, right? You see that? The cup, the handle, the neckline is up there at the two double tops of the 2011 high and then the 2020 high. So we had a 12, 13-year cup and handle. And that's why you need, and this is the power of old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. You remember we made our first video in March or April of 2020. The price of gold was about $1,650. We put on this chart, this cup and handle, where you would go, and this is one of the most bullish formations you can get in a cup and handle in this time frame, to the point of a breakout. And that's how we got our $3,538 target when the price of gold was down here at about $1,650. This was the capitulation right here with the COVID starting. You see this? This was a local capitulation where the price of gold went down in a matter of about a month, 15%, which is a big move. And that's where we came on board here and started making videos and said that this was going to break out. We had a $3,500 target, and then we fell into this handle consolidation from about August of 2020 until we had our first breakout in February of 22. And then we finally had a breakout above the neckline in January of 23. And ever since then, in an up and down fashion, we've been on a big epic bull market. And we got to within about $50 of 3,000, and that's part of the power and part of what you need jabroni killers and to be part of this movement, the truth movement. And you get me to comment, and you get a direct link to me with our longtime member of jabroni killers. Hey V, want a tea leaf, the Chainlink JE, I smell $8 incoming. And we'll look at Chainlink when we get into the Bitcoin prices. But if you want to become part of this first mover advantage, if you want to understand the power of Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, that gives you truth and, most importantly, the education that you need to make a rational, insane, objective decision and game plan on the markets. Because I am not a financial advisor, but I am not like the other stations that just look to fleece, heist, and shiest. Uh, look to fleece, heist, and shiest you, click on any one of my videos and help support the channel. It has always been, will continue to be, and will always be a free channel. You can hit that join button, yes, for $3.99. That's $3.99. You can join the First Mover Advantage, the industry best insider with truth and education, or you can hit at Jabroni Killers right there. Either one of those links, the best value at $3.99 a month to help support the channel and to keep this momentum and movement pushing into more and more people. And then right below that, in all the video descriptions in the pinned comment, are my Coinbase and Robinhood link, and you would have been educated on what was going to happen in gold. You would have known the gold bullion was going to have a massive rally because we give you the truth, the facts, and the tea leaves are being read, Jay, because we are not paid to promote. We are not paid or infiltrated by the criminal gangsters to try to fleece you and play with your emotions. We try to give you a level head, a sane and rational look at where the short term, the micro, and the long term, the macro patterns. And gold, it took a while, as it will, but we are up greater than 85% since our call, and we are within $550 of what we called back in April of 2020 when the price of gold, still don't want to buy you, was at $1,600. The silver bullion. We created this beautiful chart, and this is another industry exclusive that you get. You get the technicals and the truth. And when you combine technicals and truth, it's uncanny what you can achieve. We created this long-term silver chart for you. Silver, look, notice that? Notice what we have here over since about 1980, and then we had 2011 top. Look what we had here. Another massive pump, a rounding bottom, the cup, and then look at this, the handle, the next from about 2011 all the way through about COVID starting the rally. We have a nice gigantic cup and handle, and that gives you a target. It's not going to go to $700, but that's a massive, massive target. Then we have another cup after the handle, and this is at my initial target that we've been talking about ever since. I think eventually you could see a $700 silver, but in the shorter term, this is your shorter term cup, and this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. At some point we're going to blow by that double top at 48 to $50, and we're going to make a run somewhere between 100 and $150 in the price of silver. And I've stacked silver, I have stacked the mining shares in the silver companies because of this. And it takes a long time. These patterns take a very long time, but I do believe at some point the price of silver is going to be at or above $100 an ounce, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. And I continue to stack silver. I continue to buy the mining stocks, and I continue to be to have my convictions and my beliefs, just like I thought there would be a $3,500 gold target, and eventually 5,000 is our long-term call within the next 5 years. I think silver within the next 5 years will hit $100 an ounce, not just based on the technicals, but based on the news. And then here's the rest of our mining stocks that we own: B2 Gold. We believe, and I believe, that this at some point will break out of this falling channel and we will make a $9 to $10 regional high. Kinross Gold, we're already up greater than 115. We've been up as high as 140%. I believe at the close today, we were up about 118%. And I think we're going and pushing towards our all-time high that we set in the late 90s. And then we got close in 2008. I think we're going to $20 an ounce. We've been on an epic tear ever since we broke out of this 2 year long falling channel in about September of 2022. From that point, Kinross Gold is up at current price 262%. In our position, we're up about 120% right now. We have a $4 and about 50 cent average price. Uh, Barrett Gold, I believe, will break out big, and I think we're going to be headed back to COVID highs, which the COVID high was sitting up here at about $30, $31, and I think even a new all-time high could be happening in one of the largest gold stocks uh, in um, the mining sphere. And then you can see what we have here: $68.95, sell 2029 hyperinflation. I think we're going to have a skyrocketing silver price. And I think either First Majestic or Fortuna Silver or B2 Gold are going to do a Mr. Copper type 30 to 40x move. And from the current price, I'm thinking we're going to hit an all-time high, and that's a 4x move. To potentially uh, a 10 to 12x move if we blew off top and the price of First Majestic. I do think we're going to start an epic rally here soon as the price of silver continues to hold above 30 and continues to march towards 40 and then $50 an ounce. We're heavily invested in that. Fortuna Silver, we're heavily invested in that. Uh, I do believe these are going to make massive, massive gains. Nobody's talking about it, and that's part of the first mover advantage. The price of gold's setting records nearly every day. It's up almost 100% in the last 3 years. The price of silver has consistently been above $30, and yet the mining stocks, JE, are being the Rex eyebrow. Just like the Rex eyebrow, the mining stocks are being left behind, and you want to be on board before the masses catch on. And that's part of the first mover advantage. And that's the power of old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Just like we gave you the industry first, talking about a head and shoulders, short to medium term topping out reversal pattern where we could have a price down there near 32,368. In the longer term, still don't want to buy you. We told you there was going to be a bearish cross with the 50 and Bitcoin way back here when it was still trending up. And now we're a matter of about 2 days, a day to 2 days away from having the bearish cross. And I think just like we've been telling you since that fake pump, we're coming down to $73,000 in the short term, maybe in the next day or two. Then we could have a bounce back up near the 200-day moving average, potentially as high as 89,000. And then I think we're going to have that classic hook nose bearish reversal pattern where that drives the price down to the neckline in several weeks to a month or month and a half down there at $58,000. And this is the power of old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing with the truth and education and information that you need. And then if we go look at what our commenter wanted, he wanted us to look at, what did he want us to look at? I already forgot. Show me all the comments. Chainlink. Let's look at Chainlink really quick. Oh, we do have Chainlink on here. He said he smells $8. Ooh, I smell $8 too. You can see Chainlink. If we zoom out farther, we had support and resistance boxes from a long time ago when we used to look at this. And you can see we did have targets down there at 60 cents. Back when the chain link was way up there with that. See that? We even circled that head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. You see that? Look at that. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We have the neckline down there. And that gave you a technical target down here at $7 and change. And you can see for 2.5 years, we rolled that $7 and change. We almost came down to that $3.66 before we started the turnaround. But you can see that's a very good price. I do smell with our beautiful jabroni killer smell the $8, which is that wick low. I think the next time you come down here, you could potentially be doing something like this in chain link. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling in an up and down fashion. I think you would come all the way down this time to the bottom part of this major traded range, which is, get out of there, which is probably a little bit lower now because we haven't moved this. Look at how long it's been since we moved that. Nope, it's still this, the mean of the volume still in the same spot. I think that's where you'd come down to about the $7 range. And from the $7 range, you would have, I think, a pretty big return rally. You touch the $7 range, I think you could go from seven all the way back up to 13 or $14, which would be a phenomenal, quick return rally in chain link from about $7 would be a nice swing trade all the way up into this area. That'd be an 80 to 100% move, but that's still got a long ways to go down. And then eventually, I do think we had that $3.66 there. Let's clone that. This is still a possible target too on a further down into the future, coming all the way down into this candle body stick. unlock this, coming all the way down into this region right here. This is a very, very critical candle because that's a candle where you had mass consolidation and a candlestick that sticks out like a sore thumb. In between those two, you have very little volume. So on the $7, you could actually breach that and come even lower. Let's move this more out into the future. You could even breach that and come farther down, all the way down to that $3.90 level. So on the this will continue, I believe, the breakdown in a jagged up and down fashion. But I believe $7 and $3.90 to that $4.60 range are two areas where you could have a big bounce off of one of those two areas in Chainlink J on the way back down. Let's look at the XRP price. This is Monetary and Fiscal Policy Monday, so we had to talk more about that. We already had a good update on the major cryptos that you guys like on the noon update. But going forward, that's Monetary and Fiscal Policy Mondays. You're going to get more gold and silver bullion and mining stock updates and news sprinkled in with a little bit of the coins. Let's get back up here to XRP. Part of the first mover advantage, and I've been beating this like a dead horse. We're going to have the bearish cross. And we're right down to 248 now in the 50. The current price is sitting at 203, just below the neckline. And the last time we were at the neckline, we had that manipulated and orchestrated data dump and news to hyper pump and artificially move the market. So the social media influencers and mainstream charlatans and fleecers could pump your emotions and get you to buy a local top at $3 to just get slammed and hammered and fleeced the next 2 weeks, right? But old Vincenzo told you the sell off would happen. The candle bodies weren't there. There was no follow through. And we told you you were coming back down to 250. Then once you broke that, you were coming back down to the neckline at $2, $2.05. And then we were going to come down to $1.85 or the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame before you could have a nice little return rally. And then eventually you were going to break and confirm the breakdown and come down to our $1.29 technical target in the XRP price, followed by what could be several months of a bull market or a bear market rally, depending on how you want to look at it. And our speculation in the tea leaves in the first mover advantage that you're getting is showing you what could be the summer to the end of the year pattern in blue, where we form sort of a massive Bart Simpson spiked double top. And then that could potentially, if this was the pattern and this is what's actually in motion, you would eventually come all the way back down to this blue trading zone. And then what you're left with, if you zoomed out into the weekly, is just another one of what's happened before, where you had your first one, a quick up and down. Your second one, you had your head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. And then your third one. But notice in each of these, besides the first one, well, on this chart, you always stayed above, just above where you came the last time. And that would make sense coming back into that blue trading zone before you make your next leg to the upside in XRP. And that's what I'm watching out for here. That's what I'm paying attention for to give you the education, my personal opinions. I am not a financial advisor. I'm the best education and information to get you to make and follow through with your own decisions with the information, and the knowledge is key to keep a rational and a sane reality and look at the overall markets. And that's the power of Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. That's why you need the bell notification and subscribe. And yes, become members of Jabroni Killers. Peace and love. Our road to 10,000 subs starts with you. The Rock Side Road, J.